Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people, helping bring us Bob Walk of the Pirates today on a day after another Pirate victory in spring training. Bob, good morning.
Good morning. How's everything up north?
It's just beautiful today. It actually is a gorgeous morning again. We're on the way to 57 today. We've had a really good week.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to snow next week, but hey, we like what we've had this week. It's not snowing where you are. Hey, Bob, we've been watching baseball, of course, with the Pirates through spring training. You've seen a lot of it as well, including the game yesterday. And, well, we know that we've got a lot of young arms that came into the Pirates organization as a result of off-season trades. This Will Crowe looks pretty darn good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He looks fairly polished. I mean, it's not like he's got a fantastic arm, although we did see him throw up the 94 the other day. Which is more than enough velocity. But I like his whole package, and I think he's got a chance to really help the team sooner than later. There's some guys you see come up and you think, okay, they're probably not ready yet, but I think Crowe is ready to help out. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to ask maybe even later on today if I get a chance to talk to Shelton. How many pitchers are they going to take north? I mean, it's a 26-man roster this year, so it could be a rather large pitching staff. And I think he might have an opportunity to, like I said, to go up there and do something. Because I like not only his pitches, but I really like the polish, how he looks. Now, like Contreras, he pitched yesterday too. Mm-hmm. He's got great stuff. I mean, he threw the ball very hard. He's got a great curveball, really a hammer. But he's really inconsistent with everything as far as the command. He looks like he might be somebody to work with, that they need to polish on him a little bit. So that's like two guys that are new to the organization, younger guys, and one looks a little ahead of the other, and that's what spring training is about. You look at those guys and you figure out, okay, who's ready maybe now and who might be ready by July. I mean, that's the decisions that they're making.
Yeah, the interesting thing to me is when these guys come in from other organizations. Now, Crowe comes from the Nationals, and the other kid, Contreras, he came out of the Yankees chain. And not those two specifically, but generally when a player comes from one organization or another, are there major league organizations that have the reputation as being good pitcher builders as opposed to others that might be better at developing hitters? And can you tell that when you see these young guys come over to the Pirates and say, that kid's had good pitching, good coaching down through his minor league career? Can you tell that?
I don't think so. There is such there's such a rollover of coaches, from one organization to another in the minor leagues, year after year, that and even if farm directors and general managers, and it's hard to really establish a certain style. I mean, there's a certain style of player that maybe one team likes to draft, over others. That certainly is true. Mm-hmm. But I would say, somebody was trying to call me. I had to get rid of them.
Appreciate that.
I would say, as far as what you can expect, no, not really. No. I don't think so. Now, the only time where that changes a little bit, and it has nothing to do with the philosophy of the organization, but in the ballpark. So you get somebody from a hitter's ballpark that puts up good numbers as a pitcher. I kind of like that. That interests me a little bit.
Yeah.
I've seen that over the years, or a pitcher's ballpark, and the guy hits well there, and we get him. Well, this guy might really do well, But that I think is more often the case than the type of guy an organization, coaches up.
When young Bobby Walk was coming up through the Atlanta Braves organization, was there a pitching coach that really turned things around for you or showed you a way that made you rethink the way you're doing things and helped you to develop?
Well, this is how things change. I came up through the Phillies organization, not the Braves organization.
That's true, yeah.
And we didn't have pitching coaches There would be a traveling guy that would come through for a series. Let's say, okay, we're going to be in Asheville for 3 games, and there'll be a traveling pitching coach that'll come. And obviously, they've decided over the years that probably wasn't the best way to do things. And they have pitching coaches now in the minor leagues that are with you the entire season. Now, when I went to the Braves, I got sent down to AAA. Spent most of the '83 season in AAA, and I was exposed to the great Johnny Sane there. He was the AAA pitching coach, and he was fantastic. And he did probably more than anybody else. Not only work with the way I threw the baseball, as far as grips and the way you release it, and he was all about the spin. We didn't have machines that would tell us how fast our ball was spinning, but we knew even back then that a ball that spins fast is good. And so talked a lot about release and how to spin the ball, where you hide your sticky stuff on your body so that you can get a better grip to spin the ball faster, all those type of things, and also a lot of psychological stuff. Johnny was really good about it. He was like, you never reach your ability, until you have your mind right while you're out there at work. There's a lot of things that you don't want to have going through your head. A lot of, especially like any kind of negative things, worrying about what people are thinking about you every time you bounce your curveball, stuff like that, because you can't. That's got to be totally gone. You have to be just focused on what you want the pitch to do and where you want to throw it, and that's all you should be thinking about out there. It really, basically, he was the first guy that said, "Hey, be yourself."
That's interesting. I'm picturing Susan Sarandon as the pitching coach now, or or that guy with the big mouth in the stands yesterday that was yelling at every pitch. As a young minor leaguer, okay, maybe he's right. Maybe I should throw that. But it's good that there are actually pitching coaches now for the minor league systems.
Yeah, they've changed that around from the old days.
Hey, this center field competition is really, really interesting for the Pirates, isn't it?
It is. My money is on Alfred for these reasons. I think he can do anything anybody else can do. He's showing that for sure. And he's still, even though he's a little bit older than what you would call most prospects, because of some injury type things, he still is a prospect. And he is a prospect that was brought in by this regime. He's not a carryover for and I think that. Nobody will say, that carries weight. Well, I think it does carry weight.
Yeah.
And you want the guys that you bring in to succeed, obviously. And if he continues to do what he's doing here now in spring training, with a high ceiling that he has, and we're looking for building blocks to put together, I mean, that's the whole deal for this year. I mean, it's not about wins; it's about identifying who the next, the guys that are going to be like the Neil Walkers and the McCutcheon and the Pedro Alvarez, who's going to hit all the home runs. I mean, who are going to be your future all-star players? That's what this is about this year, finding those guys young. And he's one of those guys that could possibly be that. So I think he'll get every opportunity to show what he can do. And right now he is taking the bull by the horns.
Yeah, he really is, and it'd be great to see him carry that through to the regular season. Bob, it's been a good week with you, and I appreciate your spending so much time with us.
It's always a pleasure. I enjoy the week that I get to get on my soapbox a little bit and talk.
Well, you come back anytime.
All right, thanks a lot, and I don't know who you're going to be with next week, but give him a hard time for me.
Yeah, I think it's Joe. We'll give Joe a rough time.
Oh, definitely give him a hard time.
Okay, we'll do that. Have a great day today.
Bye-bye.
There's Bob Walk of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bob Walk of the Pittsburgh